behind us, and now we get ready for the open wheel excitement of sprint cars. Good Saturday morning to you, and welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Laptime Live is brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Racing radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thank you for joining us this morning. 1 week break from action as the third annual IMCA Winter Nationals wrapped up last weekend at the Diamond in the Desert, and now we're closing in on launch for the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series, the ASCS opening up its 2014 season this coming Friday and Saturday at Cocopah Speedway with the first 2 rounds of racing in the Cocopah Cup Challenge. Hey, Fisher Automotive Street Stocks will also be joining in on that action both nights. Lots to talk about on this morning's edition of Laptime Live, plus we're going to be joined in studio this morning by a couple of very special guests. Traylor and Scotty Cook from RacingBoys.com. Scott and Scotty, of course, were here for coverage of the Winter Nationals and will again be doing the live pay-per-view throughout 2014 of the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series. Scott and Scotty set to join us in just a few minutes. First, though, a final look back at Cocopah Speedway's third annual IMCA Winter Nationals, where in last Saturday night's finale, it was Osceola, Nebraska's Dylan Smith driving the number 95, finishing off a sweep of all 4 Winter Nationals modified features.
It means a lot, you know. It's just a great way to start the year. It gets a lot of confidence going on from here, and you know, it took me this year to win my first one down here, and I guess I took care of a couple more after that. So it's been a great couple weekends.
Smith won going away the first 2 nights of racing, but things closed up quite a bit last weekend, particularly in the Saturday night feature, where Smith had to race to the front from out of the 5th row.
Yeah, you know, as farthest back we had to come, we had to start 10th, but was able to work through traffic and kind of left the high side open for me, and that was definitely the fastest way around the track.
And that decision to stay up high, a winning one, as Smith held off a determined run from Joplin, Missouri, Scott Drake in the 12D to take the night number 4 finale. Finishing third, by the way, in that final night of Winter Nationals action, Chandler's Ricky Thornton Jr., who in so doing secured the 10-race IMCA Winter Challenge Series title. Thornton had earlier won 4 straight in the Winter Challenge on its swing through the Phoenix area. That, coupled with strong finishes in the other races, propelled him on to the series victory. IMCA Northern Sport Modifieds wrapped up their Winter Nationals run with another wildly entertaining feature. Tonganoxie, Kansas' Ben Cates driving the 23K took the Saturday night feature win to go along with a win in the Winter Nationals opener 2 weeks before.
You know, last year we came down here and we had a lot of fun too, and then we came out here this year and the competition has stepped their game up times a million. It's made it a lot funner. Definitely more difficult, but it's made it a lot funner. So can't say enough about the other drivers out there.
Part of the fun, if you want to call it that, for Cates on Saturday, overcoming sheet metal damage to the left side of his car, a piece of that sheeting flapping up and partially obscuring Cates' view out the driver's side. Well, 2 other drivers went to victory lane during the Winter Nationals run. Holtville's Chris Toth in the 57 CT taking the night number 2 feature. Los Banos, California, Rick Diaz taking the feature win last Friday night in round number 3. And finally, 2014 marked the first appearance of the IMCA Hobby Stocks in Winter Nationals competition. We saw a 4-race sweep there as well. Minot, North Dakota's Brock Beater driving the 48X went to victory lane each night, dominating action the first couple of nights, but then getting in some work last weekend as the competition stepped up its game.
Yeah, they ran a good show. That gotta seem to keep forgetting the number 22 there.
Craig Evers.
And he ran a good race. He fought back there. I thought I was back up in the high line where he was, and he came back underneath me, and I said, I had to pick up the pace there, but he put on a heck of a show, and I hope it was good for everybody else.
Yeah, good indeed, as the aforementioned Evers, driving his number 22, was on the lead more than once in that Saturday night feature before finally settling for the second spot. And with that, we put paid to the third annual IMCA Winter Nationals at Cocopah Speedway. More growth for the event this year, and, well, we're looking forward to even bigger and better things next year. Well, time to shift gears now as we get set to go open wheel all the way. The Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series less than a week away now from their 2014 season opener at Cocopah Speedway and the return of the Cocopah Cup Challenge. And joining us to talk about that and more, Traylor and Scotty Cook from RacingBoys.com. It's also All coming up here on Racing Radio, Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating.
Announcing Food City's big 3-day sale. Now through Sunday, take advantage of these extra savings.
Avocados perfect for guacamole, 4 for just $1. Pork brisket ribs, $1.29 a pound, sold in the bag or value pack. Dos Ranchitos Casera flour tortillas, 10 count, 2 packages for $3. Don Luck orange juice, 59-ounce carton, or Value Time bacon, your choice, $1.97 each. And Value Time bleach, 96-ounce jug, just 87 cents.
Food City, the store with low prices when you need them.
Need to order stickers? SignPro can produce custom stickers with your logo or business information. Give them to your customers or label your equipment for a great professional look. That's SignPro, 783-7776, or stop by 1702 South Arizona Avenue. SignPro, where they are perfect to the letter.
You just can't do better. The SignPro sign. America comes to SignPro.
When you want to stay informed, all you need to do is tune in to Outlaw Country. When breaking news happens in Yuma, the Outlaw Country News Department is on top of it. News Director Jennifer Blackwell is quick to provide news information and updates to keep the community informed over the airwaves and on Facebook and Twitter. When you want Yuma news you know you can count on, keep it right here. Outlaw Country is your home for the best classic country and Yuma news with Jennifer Blackwell.
The City of Imperial invites you to the 3rd Annual Tri-Tip Cook-Off and Market Days on Saturday, February 22nd from 10 till 3 at Eager Park. Top off your Tri-Tip experience with a variety of beverages in the beer garden, live music with Nick Wells and Big Bad Wolf, kids activities too, food and local vendors. Discover the City of Imperial and have a fun family day. For more information, call 760-355-3329.
Every year, visitors from all over the world travel to Arizona and Southern California for many types of recreation. The BLM Yuma Field Office wants to remind all public land visitors of the dangers associated with any military or mining type of ordnance or explosives. The desert Southwest has a rich cultural and historic past that includes numerous contributions relating to a military presence that supported settlement of the West, desert training, and weapons development. This military presence dates back to the 1800s. The Sonoran Desert's mineral-rich ground has drawn prospectors and fortune seekers and is still considered a primary location for individuals looking to strike it rich. Evidence of mining history can be seen at nearly every mountain range in the area. When visiting the desert, if you encounter an item with any explosive or potential explosive danger, you are asked to leave the item in place and do not touch it. Also, leave the immediate area the same way that you approached it. Don't activate electronic devices on or near the explosive item. Once you are safely away from the item, mark its general location with flagging, GPS coordinates, or by some other recognizable means. And please, notify the BLM or any appropriate law enforcement agency by the quickest means available.
Cocopah Casino is excited to welcome Yuma's own Bobby McClendon live in concert Saturday, March 1st. Get ready to kick up your heels and get your country on for this free concert event. Doors open at 9 p.m. Must be 21 to attend. For more information, visit CocopahResort.com or call 1-800-23-SLOT. Bobby McClendon live in concert Saturday, March 1st. Only at Cocopah Casino. Live the rush.
If we do it right, we...
Listening to Racing Radio with Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and it's my high honor and distinct privilege to welcome in our two guests this morning, Traylor and Scotty Cook from RacingBoys.com. Scott and Scotty provided the ins and outs of the nationwide coverage of the recent Winter Nationals, going to be doing so again when the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series opens up this Friday and Saturday out at the Diamond in the Desert. And good morning to both of you, gentlemen.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, man? Thanks for having us on Outlaw Country. It's always a pleasure to come in and hang out with you, and it's been a pleasure to work with you over at Cocopah Casino, at the Cocopah Speedway.
Well, had a good time with both of you, and good morning to you, Scotty Cook.
Good morning to you, Mike. A pleasure to be on here, and wow, here we are in the desert on the show with you. That's a great pleasure. We're glad that you asked us to come in.
Well, appreciate you both taking time out, and know you're off to the coast later today, so we wish you a good time over there.
Paris Speedway in our future. Scotty and I, we've been all over this country chasing these sprint cars up and down the road for, well, I think we did 52,000 miles last year, and we have not been to Paris, so we're going to go over there, even though it's a practice day. We're going to, I don't know if Scotty, have you ever driven 3 hours to watch practice before?
We were kind of laughing about that the other night. I'd be more excited about it if we were actually racing tonight. But you know what? No, I can't honestly say that I've ever driven 3 hours.
That's what Paris means to us.
You know, it's all about. To me, it's putting a check mark off on the long list of dirt tracks visited around the United States.
Hey, and that's a long list indeed for all of us. Hey, you got some beach over there too to look forward to as well.
Well, you know, I lived in Southern California a few times in my life. Late 70s, I lived there, and then back again in the early 80s. But my mother and I lived in San Diego in the mid-60s. I went to kindergarten, actually, in San Diego. So, yeah.
And conformed forever then to just a Midwest redneck like us all, right?
Right. Well, I was born in the Midwest, and that's what I call home. But I will tell you, it would be very easy for me to move to Yuma or Southern California. This is by far my favorite part of the country outside of where I live back home in Kansas City. I love where I'm at in Kansas City, but I'm telling you, we've been here, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks with the 3rd annual IMCA Winter Nationals, which we had a great time doing, and 12 days off before the national tour. I will tell you that it's hard to think about going back home to cold weather.
Especially no sooner than we leave, it dumped a foot of snow on the ground
the next
there
day.
in central Missouri, and I believe a few days later, it climbed above 32 degrees for the first time in well over 2.5 weeks. So, very, very nice to be here.
Not a bad assignment out here in Yuma.
It's hard to bite your tongue when you contact folks back home and say how you're doing. You know, you don't want to say how beautiful it is.
I do.
Hey,
I like rubbing it out, I like rubbing it in.
Hey, I'll take care of shoveling the sunshine for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, hey, let's talk Winter Nationals for a second. We just wrapped up 2 exciting weekends of competition there. Takeaways for you guys?
Well, really didn't know what we were to expect when we showed up out here. Typically, Scotty and I, we just do the Lucas Oil ASCS National Sprint Car Tour broadcast. And, I've raced some dirt modifieds and pavement modifieds over the years, so I had an idea of, what kind of competition we were going to get. But, all the way out here in the West, you just don't know. And I was pleasantly surprised. One thing that I was concerned about was IMCA racing and crate motors on such a big track. I couldn't tell the difference, other than maybe not as many RPMs as a US MTS modified or a USRA modified, but at the same time, great action, side by side, 3-4 wide racing, top and a bottom, a little slick in the middle. That's all you could ask for, really. And the competition out on the racetrack, my goodness, it couldn't get any better than that. What do you think, Scott?
Well, I think what I took from it most after 2 weekends of competitions, 4 nights of racing, was a strong sense of my roots and where I came from. Flashbacks of being at the old Capitol Speedway in Holt Summit, Missouri every Saturday night, from infantry on into when I got a microphone put in my hand, and then obligated to do the stock car thing. And
you notice he said obligated.
Well,
he prefers cars with wings, right?
But there again, when I was when I got the microphone finally put in the hand years back to do the public address announcer thing, yes, obligations. You have to get to know those guys, and you have to enjoy to. Well, Mike, you know whether you're entertained or not, your job as a public address guy is to keep them on the edge of their seats. So I enjoy the fender racing, but not quite as much as the open wheel sprint car stuff that we do. But mostly, I think what I took from that weekend was, as I say, a strong sense of where I came from and the grassroots of dirt track racing, which so desperately needs so much attention attention these days because it's a feeder for the big game, and we need all the help we can get to keep this wonderful sport that we all love going.
If I could add something to that, for the people that live here in Yuma, in Somerton, I will say that if you haven't been to the racetrack, you need to support it because fans get it. Real race fans that go out there, and let me tell you, nice crowd. But one thing I can say about Cocopah Speedway, there's always a good crowd here. And you need to tell your friends and family members and bring some of the kids out because what Cocopah Speedway does and what Greg Burgess and his staff, Paul, Renee, Derek, Lena, yourself, you all really work well together, and you're proud of the facility, and it shows. It shows when you show up to the racetrack, and it's clean. When you pressure wash the grandstands every week to make sure that nobody's going to be sitting on dirt. I mean, that says a lot about it because so many tracks, they just kind of let their facilities just open them up, let people come. And so I guess that's what I want to say is the people of Yuma, you have one of the nicest tracks in the entire country. I mean, it is one of maybe the top 5 tracks, and we're talking tracks like Lucas Oil Speedway, there's Texas Motor Speedway. Cocopah Speedway ranks right there with those racetracks. So you're blessed to have such a beautiful venue and such a nice track here. Get your family, bring them out to the racetrack. It's cheap entertainment. They don't charge for parking. The food is good. The action is great. The facility is clean. What more could you ask for?
And trust us, we see more than our share of
dumpy old
press boxes that seemingly more so are like a deer stand back home or maybe a tree fort or something as compared to what we see here. And top-notch facilities like this are in the minority of what we get to see. So we really, really appreciate, not to reiterate, but Greg Burgess, I believe, one of the best promoters in the business, not just in Arizona, not just regionally, but in the whole enchilada in the grand scheme of motorsports, a grassroots racing. It doesn't get any better. And you're talking about your the fans and the clean facility, but then back to the workers of that place. I don't know that I recall a place that has more staffing maybe than possibly the Knoxville Raceway. This place just loaded with help, and I think people willing to want to come out and help.
A lot of volunteers.
Help this place grow.
Yeah. We appreciate those kind words. You don't know what that means to us in the racing community here in general. We're talking with Scott Traylor and Scotty Cook from RacingBoys.com, and we're going to talk sprint cars here in just a moment as we continue on Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating.
Welcome to the Year of Freedom with Clear Talk Wireless, where we all stand up together and say no to restrictions to your wireless plan. No contracts, no data caps, no limitations, ever. And Clear Talk always gives you the freedom to flash your current phone so you can keep it. That's the freedom of Clear Talk Wireless, and it's enough to make you feel as free as a panda. You know, because pandas don't wear pants.
Discover the value of freedom with Clear Talk. Get 4 lines of truly unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month per line on Clear Talk's nationwide network.
Clear Talk. More value, more freedom. More at ClearTalkWireless.com.
The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life will be at Desert Sun Stadium on April 26th and 27th. Hi, I'm Rebecca Larson, the event chair. I invite you to get your teams together or join a team soon as the deadline is fast approaching. The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life is an overnight experience you'll never forget. We walk all night because cancer never sleeps. Last year, over 2,000 participants from 130 teams raised $250,000 to help find a cure for cancer. They made our Yuma, Arizona relay the biggest in the state of Arizona and New Mexico. Over 3,000 survivors came to our events where we celebrated survivors, remembered our loved ones that we have lost, and fought back to raise funds to find a cure for cancer. For more information, visit our website at www.relayforlife.org/YumaAZ to get started today. That's relayforlife.org/YumaAZ.
You've
Yuma High School will be honoring longtime educator and coach Frank Thomas. The dedication of Frank Thomas Fields will be February 28th, prior to the Yuma versus San Luis softball game. Game time is 7, but you're invited to a barbecue on the field at 5:30. There's no charge for the barbecue, but donations will be accepted. Coach Frank Thomas was a teacher, coach, mentor, and friend to many Yuma High School students from 1959 to 1996. Thomas coached football from 1961 to 1970 and softball from 75 to 79. The Lady Criminals were softball champions in 1977. He was also the Arizona Scholastic Football Coach of the Year in 1966. Frank Thomas also served in the Marine Corps from 1952 to 1955, receiving the Purple Heart, 2 Silver Stars, and a Gold Star. After he left the Marine Corps, Coach attended NAU and played football for Max Akers' team that played for a national championship in 58 and in 59. He was named to the NCAA Division II All-American team. Thomas was introduced into the Yuma County Education Hall of Fame and the Yuma High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Coach Thomas passed away March 3rd, 2013, but he left a legacy throughout Yuma County. Join Yuma High School in recognizing him at the dedication of Frank Thomas Field on February 28th at Yuma High School.
The all-new Spring Taste of Home Cooking Show is coming to Yuma. Grab your friends and family and join us at the Gila Ridge High School on Wednesday, March 12th at 6:30 p.m. Get your own magazine of recipes and follow along as Chef Eric Villegas cooks up some great seasonal dishes. Tickets are on sale now at www.brownpapertickets.com or go to the Yuma Sun at 2055 South Arizona Avenue. Taste of Home is presented by the Yuma Sun and ILOI Institute.
My name is Barney K. Riggs. I'm considered something of a hero around here.
The cells at the Yuma Territorial Prison are now filled with the haunting voices of its infamous prisoners.
My name is R.L. McDonald.
Come visit the Yuma Territorial Prison State Park and experience history come alive.
My name is William Jordan Flake. I am no criminal.
Open daily 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I had guns. I took Superintendent Thomas Gates hostage.
They're waiting for you.
And welcome back to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. We're again joined in studio now by Scott Traylor and Scotty Cook with RacingBoys.com, prepping up for live nationwide pay-per-view coverage of the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series, the Cocopah Cup Challenge. It's also the kickoff to the 2014 ASCS season. And gentlemen, what to look forward to? Can Jason Johnson continue his success at the Diamond in the Desert? Do we see some other names perhaps coming to the fore?
Well, I think anybody that knows anything about the Lucas Oil ASCS National Sprint Car Tour knows that Jason Johnson is the man, and if you're going to win the championship, you have to go through him. He's a 4-time National Driving Championship. He's won that as well as an owner, and not. But a lot of people don't remember that, but a couple of years ago, he won the Owner's Championship, but did not win the Driver's Championship because he missed the first couple races because he was driving down in Australia. But Johnny Herrera, I think, is going to be up for it again. I mean, he's got good sponsorship behind him with the Prep Place car, Sean Peterson's money. He came up a little short last year, 112 points out, but he kind of fell off, I think, a little bit towards the end of the year. Once he kind of got a taste that, you know what, I'm not going to be able to make a run at this championship, his program kind of stepped back just a tad. But I think Johnny's going to be right in the mix. I think Jeff Swindell, if he can keep his string like he had midsummer, I think he had 8 consecutive podium finishes, 6 in a row during our speed week that we had, our Bully Dog Speed Week. So I would think that Jeff Swindell is going to have an opportunity to make a run for that championship. And then we're going to see if guys like Brad Lloyd and Tony Bruce Jr. can maybe elevate their game a little bit. Tony Bruce is coming off a pretty decent season, only 2 wins, but I think the biggest problem for Tony Bruce Jr. right now is that he's lost his crew chief, Wayne Purdy, and a lot of people wouldn't know who that is, but people in the sprint car world know who Wayne Purdy is. He builds a lot of shocks for a lot of different people. He built shocks for Factory Kane. He's a past crew chief of the year when he was crew chief for Jason Johnson a couple years ago. So losing him is a big blow. We'll have to see what Tony Bruce's program could do, but I think Scotty would agree with with me. Everything goes through Jason Johnson, though.
Oh, you'll have to go through him once again in 2014 to get to the championship. Hands down, no questions asked. You asked Johnny Herrera or Jeff Swindell, the guys that chased him in 2013 to the wire, they might disagree, but Jason really, in a nutshell, has it going on. Not many guys in this game. It's so important to market yourself, to obtain sponsorship, and so many of these guys will tell you how difficult that is. Jason, in the last few years, has figured this thing out and accumulated the right group of supporters to make his team hit on all 8 every single stop. And so far as the way this season might shape up, I look for those cast of characters that we just mentioned in the top 5 in points, including Tony Bruce Jr. and Brad Loyette, to make for a very interesting 2014. We'll keep in mind the history that 2013 left behind with those top 5 guys. A pretty heated points battle between Jason Johnson and Jeff Swindell and Johnny Herrera after the 360 Nationals there in Knoxville, and then we got up to Jackson, Minnesota, and that's pretty much when the whole points championship sprung loose. A pretty pivotal moment as Jason Johnson and Jeff Swindell got together on the back straightaway. Many feathers ruffled there, and I know Jeff's still chomping at the bit maybe to get a good start and come out of the gate this year, and I know he'd want nothing better than to get atop the points standings. And so far as also some feathers ruffled, Johnny Herrera and Brad Loyette, Sunset Hills, Missouri, getting together last year in the middle of the season.
That's a true rivalry.
That is a rivalry. That was, where were we in at Kevin Ramey's Kennedale Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas. And so these guys get up and down the road with each other. Rest assured, if we have a flat tire here or there, we're going to lend a hand.
I think that was Josh Boffman when he was down there at Texas, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking about
104 Speedway.
I'm talking about Brad Loyette and Johnny Herrera at Kennedale Speedway last year.
Kennedale.
When we caught
You're right.
Great on air audio, right in the middle of the fracas. We had a big fracas in the pits. So rivalries. These guys, they love each other to death. We're all one fraternity, one family, but they get out there on that racetrack. Rest assured, there's no holds barred.
Yeah.
I want to toss a couple of other names into the mix. 6 appearances for the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series dating back to 2012 when the series made its first appearance here in Yuma. Into victory lane during that 2012 set of dates were both Dustin Morgan and Danny Wood. How do you see them perhaps factoring into the mix as well?
Well, a couple of guys that we so loved having them while they were out here, and Dustin, having been out here for the last 5 years or so, Papa Scott Morgan of Arc Wrecking of Oklahoma, Dustin's father, wanting to pull the reins back a little bit, and Dustin will probably be staying home chasing Sooner region points this year, as well as maybe some ASCS Warrior region points, and so taking over the family business and staying close to the roots there in Okie is what Dustin Morgan will be doing, and Danny Wood will probably be doing much of the same. I would say.
Danny Wood hasn't really ran full-time with us, maybe for the last 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Regardless, these guys are opposite ends of the spectrum on the age, but either one of them just as talented as the other. Very, very talented drivers. Very good friends of ours, very talented guys, and we miss having them out on the tour.
Yeah, no doubt. And Jimmy Jones, who is Dustin Morgan's crew chief, he's kind of a good friend of Scotty and I. We're going to miss him out here as well.
Yeah, Jimmy, we were where was that place we stopped at? Cretan's Mexican the other night.
Right.
We found the Tuesday night special for you and old Jimmy. What they got all over the wall there?
49 different kinds of tequila, I think it was.
That's right.
We're coming up on end of show here, gentlemen. But hey, tell us about the coverage you got coming up.
Yeah, we'll be live pay-per-view coverage for the season opener out here at Cocopah, both night 1 and 2. You can purchase either night for $17.99 or both nights. Save a little money for $27.99. And we'll have Jeff Christensen, who's going to be shooting camera for us up there. Should be good. Pretty much what you saw with the IMCA Winter Nationals. So you can do that all. I think what do you get underway? At 7 o'clock, I think.
Yes.
Sharp. 7 o'clock sharp, by the way.
It's going to be a little bit louder and a whole lot faster.
Anyway, but you can tune in, and again, all you have to do is go to the RacinBoys.com homepage, Racing Boys without a G, RACINBOYS without a G, and you just click on where it says Lucas Oil Live, and it will take you to where you buy. It's real simple. It's PayPal Pro. You will have no problems. Very secure for your credit card. So I want to thank everybody in advance for spending their hard-earned money. I know money is tight for a lot of people, but you know what? It's cheaper sometimes when you can't afford to take the family of four. If you can't, and that's what we want you to do first, take your family to the racetrack first. Do that first and foremost. Do not buy our broadcast. Take your family first, but if you can't do it, we hope that you'll purchase Racing Boys.
And by all means, on the back end, we will follow that up by always continuing to put the best foot forward to bring you some great entertainment.
Yep.
Hey, we want to thank both of you, Scott, Traylor, Scotty Cook.
Our
Looking
pleasure.
forward to seeing you in the week ahead, as well as we close in on the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series Cocopah Cup Challenge kicking off Friday and Saturday. Thanks again, gentlemen.
All right,
Thank you much for having us on.
And the fans that are listening don't know how lucky they are to have you. I'm just telling.
Well, hey, appreciate that as well, Scott. Hey, the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series, as noted, coming in Friday and Saturday, two-night doubleheader out at the Diamond in the Desert, but not the only entertainment option ongoing around the complex of facilities that includes the Speedway. You've got Cocopah Casino out there as well, and to tell us more about that, good morning to you, Anna Corpus.
Good morning, Speedway fans. Tonight at Wild River, watch the action of UFC 170, Rousey versus McMahon. That's happening inside the Wild River Sports Bar and Lounge. They have more than 20 42-inch flat-screen TVs throughout the lounge area, so you won't miss any of the action. Doors open at 6 p.m., and there is a $5 cover charge. Across the parking lot at Cocopah Casino, don't forget to earn your Plinko points. Plinko drawings are every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday between 7 and 10 p.m. from now until March 1st. And there's one winner every hour. And if you're looking for outdoor activities, Arizona Western College is now offering beginners golf lessons at Rio. The 4-week sessions are only $48. For more information, call AWC at 317-7674. Rio is located at 220 North Marshall Loop in Somerton. And there's always lots of events taking place at Cocopah Enterprises. You can keep up to date by liking their Facebook pages. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Anna. Lots of other specialized content and information regarding Cocopah Speedway, Cocopah Casino, and more, all available with the click of a mouse button. You can visit in at Cocopah.com, CocopahResort.com, and, of course, CocopahSpeedway.com. Hey, getting our race faces on again, and you can join in the FanFest Sprint Car Show and Party, kicking off the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series festivities this coming Thursday, the meet and greet session, plenty of family entertainment on the event lawn at Cocopah Casino. And again, that's Thursday from 6 to 9. Admission to the FanFest is free. And we follow that up just one night later. The racing gets underway with the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series set for that Friday night, Saturday night doubleheader. Race time both nights, 7 p.m. with the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks on the undercard. Tickets available online at CocopahSpeedway.com or at select Yuma area Napa Auto Parts stores and at the Cocopah Casino Gift Shop. And be sure to be looking out tomorrow morning for the special speed section in the Yuma Sun, making sure that you're up to speed on what to expect from the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series this coming Friday and Saturday. Thanks once again to Scott Traylor and Scotty Cook from RacinBoys.com for taking time out to talk with us this morning as you've been listening to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m. here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.